What's up guys, it's Tommy and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video where we will talk about Kingsley Coman, because a German news outlet called Sport 1 has a very detailed report because Liverpool have been offered the chance to sign Kingsley Coman this summer. So if you are excited about this news, leave a like, subscribe if you are new around here so you never miss the latest Liverpool transfer news episodes. And the report claims that Bayern Munich are struggling to find an agreement with Kingsley Coman and his representatives over a contract extension. And also Coman's agent has offered Liverpool a chance to sign Kingsley Coman. The French international had a pretty good Euros, even though France crashed out pretty early. Kingsley Coman had some good moments and overall he had a very good few seasons at Bayern Munich. And what is amazing about Kingsley Coman is he's now, even though he's very young still, 25 years old only, he already had like 9 or 10 seasons in professional football, and in all of his 10 seasons wherever he was with a contract, the club that he was contracted to always won the league title. So he has 10 league titles in 10 seasons. That is absolutely mind-blowing. So according to the information shared by Sport 1, there are still no contractual talks between the 25-year-old Kingsley Coman and Bayern Munich. Although the club would like to keep him, Coman himself is hesitant whether to sign a new contract or not. He still has a contract until 2023, but if Bayern Munich don't sell him this summer, then they risk losing him for a much lower fee next summer, because he will only have 1 year left on his contract next summer. And you know how it is with players who have only 1 year left. You can sign them on a cut price deal. And after the contract negotiations on behalf of Kingsley Coman's father and Benoit Meunier, who is a friend of the Kingsley Coman family, were broken off due to different salary expectations between them and the Bayern bosses. The Comans, as is well known, had the services of consultant Pini Zahavi secured, who also represents Robert Lewandowski. And usually you get a new agent when you want to move clubs. You don't get a new agent if you want to stay at the club that you are at. On behalf of the player, Zahavi, who is from Israel, has the task of soliciting specific offers from the Premier League, and there is now movement because Bundesliga star Jadon Sancho went to Manchester United for 73 million pounds. Kingsley Coman was like a B option for Manchester United, but now that they signed a winger, they are out of the race, and that could mean that Kingsley Coman could be on his way to Liverpool, because according to the report, Zahavi is actively offering Kingsley Coman to various Premier League clubs, and he is proactively approaching clubs, asking them, are you interested in my client? Do you want to sign Kingsley Coman? And now the topic of Liverpool FC would pick up speed again, according to the newspaper. And Liverpool's interest was confirmed from Kingsley Coman's agent and representatives. Bayern Munich, according to the report, is still pretty relaxed about the situation, and they hope that Coman will accept the contract extension, which is a very good contract from Bayern Munich. According to Bayern Munich, they would offer him up to 13 million euros gross per year, which is a pretty good contract. New coach Julian Nagelsmann really hopes that Coman will extend his contract if nothing changes, that the fronts remain hardened in this transfer battle. A sale is possible at least next summer, but Bayern would preferably sell him this summer because they could get a really high transfer fee. Bayern Munich are likely to ask for 50 million euros or more, which is not like a crazy transfer fee. It's not close to the 73 million pounds that Man United paid for Sancho. It's closer to 45 million. So let me know, do you think for 45 million Kingsley Coman would represent good value for money? I think so. It would be in the similar range. We signed Jota for like 40 million, so 45 million could be in a similar range. And Kingsley Coman, only 25 years old, he still has a very good 6, 7, 8 years ahead of him, so he has good resale value as well. And Kingsley Coman only had 2 games at the Euros, played a total of 89 minutes. He missed the second group game due to the birth of his child, and when he was knocked out of the round of 16 against Switzerland, he had to be replaced in injury time. And yes, Kingsley Coman had some injury of issues, but he played a lot of games for Bayern Munich and a lot of games for his previous clubs like Juventus as well. So Kingsley Coman first arrived at Bayern Munich from Juventus in 2015. First they signed him on loan and then on a permanent transfer, and Kingsley Coman helped Bayern achieve incredible success. He won 6 Bundesliga titles, 3 German Cups, and a Champions League trophy as well. He also scored 32 goals in 140 games for Bayern Munich, including the winner in the 2019-2020 Champions League final against Paris Saint-Germain. That is a huge moment in Kingsley Coman's career, and any player who scores in a Champions League final, especially if you score the winner, it is considered a legendary goal, a legendary feat to do that. And Bayern Munich also has a problem with Leon Goretzka, who is out of contract next summer. Kingsley Coman only has 2 years left, but Oliver Kahn said this: "We are in contract talks with Goretzka and Kingsley Coman. Top players want to be paid accordingly. We are not naive. We are in very, very good talks, and I'm very optimistic. We at FC Bayern have a great package to offer. Here you can help shape an era. We have absolute professionals at all levels at the club." But I think Kingsley Coman, after winning 6 Bundesliga titles, he probably wants something new, something fresh in his career. And I think he's a huge fan of the Premier League. And if you are a fan of the Premier League, you have to be a fan of Liverpool, and especially Jurgen Klopp. And I mean, Kingsley Coman played in Germany for many years, so Jurgen Klopp knows a lot about him because he still has a lot of good connections with Bundesliga clubs. And according to sources in England, Porto are interested in signing Harry Wilson. A journalist said this: "There is now interest from FC Porto in Harry Wilson, and that interest is driven by Sergio Conceição, the coach who led them to the title last season and who provided significant success in the Champions League." And yes, Porto didn't win the Portuguese title this season, but they got far in the Champions League and they only got knocked out by Chelsea. And Harry Wilson is a very talented player, but he just has no chance to break into the Liverpool first team ahead of Salah, Mane or Firmino. And I think it's time for Harry Wilson to move on, because how old is he? He's like 24 years old, so this is the perfect time for him to move on and get settled at a new club permanently. He scored 7 goals and got 12 assists in the Championship last season for Cardiff City in 37 games, and I think Porto is a really big club in Portugal. They are in the Champions League almost every year. They are fighting for the league title, so it would be a pretty good transfer move for Harry Wilson in my opinion. And also the Mirror newspaper and Sky Sports are reporting that Liverpool completely refused Mohamed Salah's pleas to play at the Tokyo Olympics. Liverpool rejected basically Salah, and they don't allow him to travel to the Olympics, and that could upset Salah a little bit, but I really hope that in the end he realizes that winning the Premier League with Liverpool is a much bigger trophy than potentially going all the way in the Olympics. And the Egypt coach Garib admits that he tried on several occasions to convince Liverpool to allow Salah to travel to Japan, where the corona cases are pretty high, so it would be a risk to Salah's health as well. He said, "I tried many times with Liverpool, as did the Egypt FA, to persuade them to let Salah be a part of the Olympic team, but they refused completely. Mohamed wanted to play the Olympic Games in Tokyo. He talked with me. I did my best to bring him. Salah was a key player in my Olympic plans, but the club refused, so we need to move on." And probably the reason why Liverpool refused is that we are also losing Salah for like 3 weeks to a month to the Africa Cup of Nations in January. The Olympics will finish on August the 7th, 7 days before the Premier League begins. And the problem with that is that usually after an international tournament, Liverpool usually give a player 2 or 3 weeks off and then they start training again. So if you give Salah 3 weeks off after the Olympics, he will miss the first 2 weeks of the season. So Salah missing 7 or 8 games in total in the Premier League could be the difference between Liverpool winning the Premier League title or coming second or third. So from a Liverpool point of view, I completely understand this. And also Takumi Minamino wasn't selected for the Japan squad for Tokyo. So that is also good news in my opinion. And Rio Ferdinand actually sensationally revealed that Thiago wanted to sign for Man United a few years ago. He said before Thiago left Barcelona, he called me. He speaks fluent English and we had played against Barcelona in the US on tour, and Thiago was unreal. He played as a number 10 and he scored a worldie. So we knew about him anyway, and a few years later Moyes was the manager. I don't speak to Thiago, I don't know him, but David De Gea, who is also Spanish like Thiago, gave him my number. So Thiago rang me and he said, Rio, I would love to come to Man United. Can you speak to someone? And he said to me, I would like the opportunity to come to Man United. Is there anybody that I could talk to or you could speak to see the interest? So I spoke to the people at the club. David Moyes, it might have also been at Woodward, I mentioned it. They replied, no, we have already down the line with a couple of other signings, so it's fine. I think he was given 24 hours, Thiago, to make a decision. He ended up ringing me the next morning. I've slept on it. Can you let me know about Man United, what's going on? I asked again and he said again, I've got 24 hours to make a decision, otherwise Pep won't take me to Bayern Munich. He ended up going to Bayern Munich. The rest is history. What a guy, great guy. And I'm so happy that Thiago didn't join Man United, because he would have completely transformed their midfield and probably Man United would have won a lot more trophies with Thiago in the team. But what is Man United's loss became Bayern Munich's gain, and if Man United signed him, then he wouldn't have ever come to Liverpool because of the big rivalry. So I'm really happy that Thiago chose Bayern, and then after that Liverpool could sign him, and I think we will see the best of Thiago next season. I'm really looking forward to the Italy-Spain Euros semi-final today, and tomorrow England-Denmark in the other semi-final at the Euros. I just can't believe this. Absolutely crazy that both England and Denmark are in the semi-final at a major tournament. Italy-Spain, they are expected to be there because they have won many international titles, but Denmark and England only have one each, I think. And yeah, England never won the Euros either, so it's going to be a cracking 2 semi-finals, and I really hope that Thiago starts against Italy, because I think he's the player to unlock a really solid, stubborn defense like the Italian defense. But Italy have been so far my favorite team to watch. They played the best football so far, in my opinion. In all the games they played the best football if you look at the overall Euros picture. The other teams, there was always 1 or 2 games where they struggled. Spain also struggled sometimes in a couple of games. England as well, especially in the group stages. In the knockout stages, England have been amazing, so let's hope they can get to the final. But Denmark have been amazing as well, so it's going to be a great semi-final at Wembley. I'm really looking forward to the Italy-Spain game. Let me know your predictions in the comments below. I would love to hear it, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. See you later, guys. Goodbye.